Well, from Lionsgate, we got a review here today for Spiral. This is the most recent Saw movie, but, well, it's the Saw franchise. I guess it's kind of going in a new direction. This is Spiral from the Book of Saw, starring Kid Rock and Samuel L. Jackson. Now, when I first heard about this movie, I was a little hesitant at first because of Chris Rock's involvement, because we all remember him as basically just being a comedian. But I didn't want to like crap on it right out the gate, and I was going to give it I was going to give it a chance basically, and I'm glad I did because I was entertained by it. Of course, I'm one of those guys that's been entertained by all the Saw movies, more or less. Although they did get quite repetitive, and after you get past like the third or fourth one, they kind of all just run together. Nonetheless, in this one we have a copycat jigsaw killer, and it's targeting a corrupt police force. And basically, Kid Rock, Kid Rock, yeah, Chris Rock is the only good police officer on the whole force. So it's a twist and turns type thing. There's some interesting traps here and there. The main thing that sets it apart is Chris Rock is heavily involved in it. I think he came up with the idea of it and all that stuff. And you get an idea at different times in the movie that he's probably a big Quentin Tarantino fan, which aren't we all? And we backtrack a little bit and show some old stuff from time to time, which isn't uncanny or, I mean, uncharacteristic, I guess you could say, with Saw movies. But there is definitely parts of the movie where, like, I guess you can say the influence of Tarantino kind of comes into play, because there's like one scene early on where he's having a conversation about Forrest Gump. He talks about marriage and stuff like that during different parts of the movie. It basically, it's got a little enough in there to kind of stand out a little differently from the other Saw movies, but it also, at the end of the day, is still full of, gore and traps. Although maybe these traps aren't quite as eye-grabbing or catchy as some of the other ones are. Nonetheless, it of course packs a twist, as they all do, and it becomes kind of a whodunit thing for the most part. And I would say that unless you get faked out by one particular thing, you might guess what's going to happen before it happens. Nonetheless, I enjoyed it for what it was. Like I said, it's got gore, it's got Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson being entertaining, more or less. It felt a little different, which with these Saw movies is always good, and maybe they can continue to figure out something different down the road, since obviously they probably made the mistake, or they realize they made the mistake now, of killing off Jigsaw like the third movie. But nonetheless, this is the 4K, which looks great. It does have a Blu-ray with it. Extras are on both discs. You get audio commentary here with Darren Lynn Bousman, who's of course back as the director of this one. Audio commentary with producer Mark. Well, actually, there's two audio commentaries. One with Oren Koules and Mark Burg, and then of course the other one's got Darren Lynn Bousman and Josh Stolberg and Charlie Closure. Sadly, no Kid Rock on these. Kid Rock. Why do I keep saying Kid Rock? Let's hope Kid Rock stays far, far away from this series. Chris Rock. No Chris Rock on any of the features, though, as far as audio commentaries, although The Consequence of Your Actions, which is the making of it, does have Chris Rock in it. Drawing inspiration, Decoding, the marketing of Spiral, and trailers. So, yeah. If you like Saw movies, you'll like this one. I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. Was a good watch. Cool little cover here. And if they're going to go in the future, then maybe Chris Rock isn't a bad route to go.